Hi guys, I am working on this outline for my story. Um, I made kind of a preview video a while back. It is taking an emotional toll on me to go through everything. I definitely want to share my story because I think that would be extremely helpful for a lot of people. Grooming is a serious subject, sex trafficking, abuse, the dangers of predators out there online and just in the world. So much easier than when I met my groomer in 1990 on the 1-900 chat lines that used to exist. Now I can only imagine how much easier it is for kids to meet predators in online gaming, social media, just it's so much easier. So you need to know what your kids are doing. I am absolutely going to make that video, but there's an emotional inventory that I've had to do as I write things down, as I come up with the outline on how to tell the story, what to include, what not to include, how much of my pre-grooming life to include, such as what I lived through that made me vulnerable to being groomed in the first place, if that makes sense. It wasn't like some healthy childhood and I just all of a sudden some guy said, "Hey, run away with me." And I said, "Oh, okay." No, no, it wasn't like that. I want to protect the privacy of certain individuals that were involved in that childhood, even if it is just for legal reasons and not for any kind of personal loyalty to them. My whole life kind of reads like a soap opera, like from probably about age 7 when I was put in a car to chase down my father at 2 a.m. with my mother, borrowing the neighbor's car and meeting my future stepmother and watching her and my biological mother get into a fist fight when I was 7 years old. So, it sounds ridiculous now, and it was. But when you're a child, that's not healthy. It's not healthy. Being sent away to boarding school when I was 9 for 3 years, having an aunt who would take me to her house for Thanksgiving for 11 years. And then the 3 years I was in boarding school, I only really saw her at Thanksgiving. And then she had her own child, and I never went to her house for Thanksgiving again. So having a beautiful, amazing grandparents. My grandmother that passed away in 2018 was almost 107 years old. My papa was 97 when he died in 2008. Those two were married for 68 years and died 10 years apart. And they were the same age. They were true love personified. Like, when they looked at each other, it was like, you could tell. You could see it. That was the only stabilizing force for good in my life. And I got to see them every June for my birthday and for the first 7 Christmases of my life. But after that, like I said, everything went downhill at 7. Moving into a house after boarding school when I came home at 12. I was living with my mother, her best friend, her best friend's boyfriend, and her best friend's 7 sons. And I was the only girl in a 2-bedroom apartment. things were happening there that I did not realize until I was an adult. Was abusive, sexually abusive. And I fell in love with one of those boys. Or so I thought. So I thought. Till I found somebody like my husband of 17 years today who taught me what actual love is. And, being cheated on and shoved around and threatened, and watching the person that says they love you smoking crack, and having the cops bust into your house while your 4-year-old son's asleep and pull guns on you. That's not love. And my stupid ass almost stayed with him for those 3 years in prison. Thank God thank you, Jesus, that I met my husband before he got out. Because that petitioning the court to get married while he was in prison, oh my God, if that had happened, my life would have been fucked, Anyway, so just a lot of stuff happened, okay? Before I was 14, and then when I got back and ended up with the other guy who did all that other stuff, it was all connected. The stuff that happened before made me more susceptible to be groomed. And then the stuff that happened after is because I went through the traumatic experience that I did with my groomer, my rapist. Let's be clear here. So I'm putting it all together, and I really appreciate some of the comments that I've seen. I've had people reach out and converse with me. I'm sorry, this lady here needs some attention, so I'm gonna have to go. But I promise that video is coming soon. Thank you guys so much. I've gotten so much support, and I hope that my story can help other people, help protect other children, and give parents some info on what to look out for to protect their children. All right. Peace out.